My name is Stephanie Wills, and this is EDL 852, Module 7, Why We Must All Become Digital Citizens. What is digital citizenship? According to Applied Educational Systems, digital citizenship refers to the responsible use of technology by anyone who uses computers, the internet, and digital devices to engage with society on any level. There are 7 concepts that are included in digital citizenship. The first is empathy, helping students understand how people talk and behave online. Next is how the internet works. Internet is a network of interconnected servers and computers that direct web browsers requests through a network of wired and wireless connections, and just helping students understand the complexity of how all of those systems work together. Understanding user data, understanding what personal data is and how to protect yourself. Practicing digital literacy, reading information online and understanding what it means, where it comes from, and whether it's accurate. Acknowledging the digital divide, understanding that not everyone has access to modern digital tools. And I believe one of the articles we read discussed that there is almost 25% of people that do not have access to digital tools. So being mindful of that is very important. Practicing digital wellness, knowing when to take a break and balance. This is another really key concept, is being able to use the computer, but then also to step away and engage in communication with your friends and get out and do things together. Securing digital devices, understanding and knowing how to secure all your devices, whether that be a phone, an iPad, your computer, social media accounts. What are the reasons to teach digital citizenship? Information literacy is the first. This gives students the skills and understanding to use the internet and technology to their benefit. Cyberbullying prevention. Establishing guidelines for online communication, and the more students know about how to communicate with each other and what is appropriate and what is not appropriate, this can be very helpful. Online safety, educating students about the online threats. Digital responsibility, creating awareness of the threats of hacking, piracy, viruses, and plagiarizing. And then health and emotional wellness, balance of online and real world, which we just talked a little bit about, but having the balance to be on the computer, but then also getting out and doing things and interacting with others. What does this mean for school? First of all, there is a federal program that schools and libraries can apply for funds to purchase hardware, internet access, and telecommunications. This is called E-rate. To be eligible for E-rate programs, schools must certify that they have internet safety policies and internet protection measures. Some of the policies that are out there for digital citizenship are Children's Internet Protection Act, which is filtering and blocking materials that are harmful to students, such as obscene material and pornographic material. COPA is another one of those prevention measures for digital citizenship, which is Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which limits companies from collecting personal information from children under the age of 13. Another one is FERPA, Family Education Rights and Privacy Act. FERPA actually has several different parts, but the part that I thought that worked most closely with digital citizenship was that schools will not publish confidential educational records for public viewing on the internet. There are several curriculums that were in the reading material that we had for this module. The first one was iSafe, and iSafe is a curriculum that includes elements of digital citizenship, such as technology access, digital communication, online etiquette, digital literacy, security, digital health, and personal safety. And then there were 2 other curriculums, Digital Citizenship Initiative and Digital Citizenship Curriculum, that both included a lot of the same information. Digital Citizen Initiative is from Los Angeles County Office of Education, and Digital Citizenship Curriculum is from Common Sense Education. Both of those curriculums included media balance and well-being, privacy and security, digital footprint and identity, relationship and communication, cyberbullying, digital drama and hate speech, and news and media literacy. Things to remember about digital citizenship, and as you're beginning to talk about this with staff and students, there are two acronyms, REP, R-E-P, and READY, R-E-A-D-Y. When we're thinking about REP, it stands for respect yourself and others, which means understanding how life affects others, and what you're using and saying with your digital technology definitely can affect other people. Access. Not everyone has the same access as you, and understanding that. And laws, knowing that there are copyright laws and other laws that regulate digital citizenship. Educate yourself and others. Literacy. Understanding how to evaluate information, understanding if information is accurate. Communication, knowing when and where to use technology. Commerce, being careful about sharing personal and credit card information over the internet and with different social media. Protect yourselves and others. Rights, being responsible and understanding your rights. Security, having software and applications to protect yourself from others and unintended intruders. And then health and well-being, balancing your life between the real world and the online world. READY, the next acronym, READY. R is for remind. Be mindful of what information that you are making public. Encourage. Step away from the computer and cell phones when you are with others. Encourage your friends, encourage family to interact with people when there are people that have come to communicate with them and interact with them. So stepping away from the computer and having time in the real world. Accountability, how to properly and safely use the internet. Demonstrate and model good digital citizenship for students and staff. And yes, be a culture of yes when it comes to launching digital tools, teaching positive digital citizenship. Rcdc's digital policies, this is the information that I could find. We don't have a lot in our handbook about the digital policies. We do have that users specifically agree not to submit, publish, retrieve, or display any defamatory, inaccurate, abusive, obscene, profane, sexually oriented, threatening, racially offensive, political, or illegal material. Employees are never under any obligation to accept friend or follower requests from any other employees. Employees should avoid accepting friend or follower requests from parents they serve. Likewise, they should not send friend or follower requests to parents they serve. And Rcdc serves the right to monitor without prior notice any and all usage of the computer network, email, and internet access. I feel like our digital policy is not real specific when it comes to some things, and this might be something that I could look into as I continue my position as the administrator of our Tiny K program. Standard correlation. This assignment correlates with the outcome by giving me the opportunity to read articles that discuss digital citizenship and also reflect on Rcdc's digital citizenship policies. I then had to communicate the information I learned from the articles and the Rcdc policies to others. Relevant. This information is relevant because as an administrator, it's my responsibility to make sure that I understand our policies on digital citizenship and am able to communicate those policies to my staff and families that we serve. We serve children under the age of 3, but many families are giving them technology devices to play on, and it's important for my staff to educate families about being digital citizens and what that means to them and their children. Reflection. This assignment will influence the decisions I make because it's important for me to know our policies on technology devices and digital citizenship. We have videos that we watch at the beginning of the year, and one of them is about computer use and technology, but I don't really go over this information with new staff. I'd like to start including this information about what it means to be a digital citizen so that we are more aware of this, especially in our onboarding process. I would also like to share this information with all of my staff during staff meetings because I feel like this is information we could share with our families. The children we see are young, but most of them have been using technology, and I think it's important for families to be aware of some of the laws, regulations, and dangers of digital technology. We also have a lot of families coming in from different countries that may not understand digital citizenship and what that entails, and I think that we could definitely help families understand more about that by explaining some of the processes and some of the things that you may encounter when dealing with digital technology. And here are my references. Thank you for listening.